that unions have fought so hard to bring justice and democracy to workers and a decent standard of living, they are being attacked today and trying to be made a scapegoat to all of our state budget problems. The problems is not about unions or what they stand for. It's about the lack of jobs in the private sector. It's about the lack of a tax base from good paying, family supportive jobs that are missing in our economy. And
we all must learn to live out God's second greatest commandment, which is to love thy neighbor as thyself. We must learn to respect one another no matter what our race, what our cultural heritage, what our ethnicity. There are ways that we can continue to live out Dr. King's dream. Ways that we grow ourselves personally. You need to make a point to get to know your co-workers, especially those who are from a different background or race than yourself. Have lunch with them. Sit together with them at conferences. Simply ask questions, listen, and learn. Invite your co-workers of a different background or race to your home for dinner.
43 years ago, late in the winter of 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King decided he could not walk by the plight facing African American sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. These public sector workers were struggling to form a union to ensure their safety and to provide for the protection of their right to organize. The slogan of the Memphis effort was, "I am a man," trumpeting the human dignity and value of honest labor, faithfully performed and honorably rewarded. Dr. King sacrificed his life in Memphis on the altar of social justice while standing with public sector workers during their struggle to organize. As partners in the redemptive work of Dr. King, we commit ourselves to standing with public sector workers in Ohio today. We call on Ohio citizens to help solve our state's budget challenges, not through blaming and division, but as Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech suggests, by having Ohio's workers and elected officials and employers sit down at the table of brotherhood and shared compromise. Our elected leaders need to bring people and communities together in partnership. They do not need to divide Ohio by despair. Senate Bill 5 is an attempt to divide this state and this nation and should be voted down by Ohio citizens. Ohio needs real solutions, shared sacrifices across social classes, and unity of civic purpose.
We honor Dr. Martin Luther King today, the same day that we understand we lost him in April of '68 in Memphis, Tennessee. I won't go through all of the details I have here because Nina did a beautiful job in covering them for us. Absolutely wonderful job. And I share some of the same sentiments as Gary, who brilliantly expressed some of my own feelings. But I think it's important to just kind of acknowledge this iconic figure as one who advanced the civil rights here in the States and even around the globe. What do I feel Dr. Martin Luther King would say to us if he were still today? He's some 82 years old today, in January actually. And I think he would encourage us to fight the fight.
I'll be short and sweet. Just wanted to talk to you guys about the effects on public safety. Senate Bill 5 certainly affects firefighters and police officers. I'm sure you guys will hear a lot about we still have the right to bargain for safety. That is absolutely untrue. We can bargain for safety equipment, but not the right to man apparatus. So, essentially, you can bargain for a fire truck with nobody to drive it. Let's call this what it is. Senate Bill 5 is union busting, flat out. Over the past few years, I'm sure you guys have seen the city of Findlay's been through a budgetary crisis. The unions came to the table to solve it. The city was going to lay off multiple police officers and firefighters. If it weren't for the union, they'd have been gone. I hope you are all committed to repeal Senate Bill 5. It rolls back the clock on all of us for everything that people before us fought for. They are rights. But we'll have a message for the majority of Republicans that are waging this war against us. We will stand as one. We will not forget, nor will we forgive. We will get our signatures, and let me tell you, Governor Kasich, we didn't start this battle, but we will defeat it, and we'll see you at the polls on November 8th.
Yeah.